Hello vaping friends, welcome back. Welcome back to the Balcony Vapor. Oh yeah, welcome back to this beautiful sunshiny day right here in the land of the Finns. Otherwise known as Finland. Before we get started, I must say, if you have a snapback cap, you should put it on, because we're going to be blowing some sick clouds today. Sick clouds, that's right, because for today I have not one, I have two cloud chasing atomizers. Boom, boom, boom. That's right, here we have the Mephisto version 2 by El Diablo. Here we have the Little Boy by MCV Philippines. That's right, two Filipino atomizers. Now I thought I'd do a head-to-head with these ones because they're kind of very, very similar in the design and what they do. I mean, they have their differences, but you know, when it gets down to it, they are very much the same, with a few little quirks here and there. So yeah, so they're both 304 grade stainless steel. Boom, boom, boom. They both have 3 post designs. They both have a very, very large amount of airflow, and they both have very, very large post holes, so you can get your industrial sized canthal and squeeze it in there and make some ridiculous coils, bro, for the sick clouds. So yes, without further ado, I think what we should do is we should go down, take a closer look, have a look around them, see which one's what, and try and work out which one's the best, if there is one that's the best. I mean, they're both pretty good. So let's do that right now, okay? Okay, so here we go, up close and personal with these little cloud chasers. So we have the Mephisto version 2 by El Diablo. And we have the Masterpiece Custom Vapes, Little Boy, both 22mm in diameter. Actually, let's start with the Little Boy. Let's put that down there. So here we go. So the Little Boy, yes. So 22mm in diameter. It's 29mm tall. That's going from the base, not including the 510. So from the base to the top, just where the drip tip starts. That's 29mm. We have a silver-plated contact here. It is adjustable. Really, really nice engravings. I love that. It's so cool. Little Boy. So you have your serial number and MCV Philippines along the top there. I really, really like these engravings as well. The Masterpiece Custom Vapes around the top. I think that's really cool. Obviously, you get the top hat wide bore drip tip, or drip top as I guess it's called. This comes with it. I wasn't really a massive fan of this when I first started, but I kind of become acclimatized to that super airflow. So you get this. You also get the little Delwin 510 adapter as well, which you just pop in there, and then you can use any of your standard 510 drip tips like this as such. All fit nice and tight in there, no problems whatsoever. So let's have a look inside. So this is a 3-piece in the sense that you unscrew the top part. I'll take this out and I'll show you this. So this is your top part here. Really, really nice threads. As with all MCV Philippine stuff, threads are always so good. It's really hard to do this on camera. Threads, buttery. Let's get some focus, please. Thank you. Yes, buttery threads. So you have your top section. Then you have your outer barrel here, which just slides off. There's a deck. As you can see, we have our 3 airflow holes. Now each one of these is 3mm tall by 7mm, and you have 3 of those, so more than enough. Sorry about that. It seems I ran out of memory on my memory card. So yeah, there we go. So that's the top cap. Let's have a look at the deck here now. So standard 3 post affair. Now I'm not sure if this has a peak insulator. I couldn't find it mentioned anywhere, so I'm going to say I don't know for sure. As we can see, really, really nice big post holes. These are 2mm post holes, so plenty big for pretty much any build you want to put in there. Obviously you can do your single, your dual or your quad coil builds in here. I haven't actually tried a quad coil. I probably won't ever. Seems a bit too much hassle for me. I like I like my jewels generally. So yes, here we go. Nice, nice deep juice well. I have had some leaking on this, mainly because, well, not really leaking, but what happens is I find that juice starts collecting along the edge here, and if you're someone who likes to kind of take off and put your top back on, generally you'll end up with a lot of juice around the edge here. So you can end up wiping that quite often. And one other problem that I will show you as well is this kind of raised lip along here. So you put your coils in there, and then you kind of want to push it down, because obviously where this gap is, that is where your airflow is. It's right on the airflow there. So ideally you want your coil sitting right there, which kind of means pushing it down below this lip here. Now if you're using a drill bit or a screwdriver to kind of put your coil on and fix it in place, you can only go as far down as this lip will allow you. So generally what you have to do is to get your tweezers, kind of grip the edge of the coils and then kind of persuade it down into place. And you have to be kind of really gentle with that, otherwise you might mess up your coils. But we'll put some new coils in this and I'll show you exactly what I mean. But there we go. So I mean that's the little boy broken down. Now let's check out the Mephisto. Here we go, this is the Mephisto version 2. It's much bigger than the version 1. The main changes between this and the version 1 obviously are this Delrin air bridge they've included. It's much taller, it has bigger post holes and much more airflow as well. So this is also 22mm in diameter. It's a 304 grade stainless steel, same as the little boy. Obviously you have your air bridge here. This can actually unscrew. But obviously you need to use it. If you try put it on a mod without the air bridge, you're going to have a little gap, so it's always good to have it on there. And basically this will stop, you know, heat transfer going from your atomizer straight to the body of your mod, which is pretty good if you have a wooden device, because you know you don't really want to start causing problems with the wood. Now we have a lot of airflow on this one. It's actually 3mm tall by 10mm if I open this up fully. So yes, 3mm tall by 10mm wide, and you also have these 3 1mm airflow holes on each one as well. You can do single, you can do dual, and you can do quad on here as well. I generally run dual coil on this. It currently has a single coil on the moment, which I've left in there. I will show you, because I'm not removing this build in this one because it's working so great at the moment. Obviously you have your air fins along here. I'm not sure how functional they are. I mean, I haven't really felt any heat going through to the drip tip because you have a Teflon insulator in there. Now one problem I do have with this mod is that obviously, you know, you get the Mephisto specific drip tip with it, and you can get these in all the, you know, all the various colours or materials, same as the airflow rings. But if you don't want to, obviously you want to use your own 510s. So here's one here. Pop that in. They're very wobbly, and this goes for every single one that I own. All 510 drip tips wobble. I know it's not just me who has this problem. Other reviewers have had this problem as well, and that's kind of annoying. And in fact, that was the reason why I bought the Mephisto one, because I'd watched reviews on this before, and I wanted to be sure that, you know, I had a nice quality mod. I should show you the box as well before we go any further. So this is the box that it comes in. Now the little boy comes in a little plastic baggie, pretty much like, you know, all MCV stuff. It just comes in bubble wrap. But with the El Diablo stuff, always comes so well packaged. You know, you get a little Mephisto stickers. This is my second. This is the black airflow ring, which I ordered as well. And you get your spares as well. You get a spare screw, some spare O-rings, which is always good. You do get spares with the little boy too. You get some spare O-rings and a spare screw. I can't actually find mine at the moment, but this is what I'm talking about. I mean, this is real presentation. And yeah, you know, you don't need to work too hard, but it really makes a difference. And I really like the fact it comes in this really nice box. But we're not interested in the box. This is what we're interested in. So let's continue with this. So yes, let's open up this bad boy. I'll show you inside. So we've seen the drip tip. We'll take the drip tip out. Nice O-rings as well. Not so hard to pull off. It's got nice resistance on it. So this is your AFC ring. Obviously these come in various different materials and colours. This is the stainless. It's polished stainless. Also comes in the black, which I showed you in the baggie there. And you get copper and you get brass as well. Same goes for the drip tips. Drip tips come in the same materials, so you can mix and match to however you like. And then here is your top cap. So your single O-ring there to hold on the AFC ring. Also makes it really nice when you're kind of adjusting. It's kind of a nice smooth action to adjust your airflow. And what I really like about this airflow is obviously you position your coil to be kind of directly in line with the main air hole there. And then when you're drawing in, you can actually get airflow coming underneath the coil as well as directly onto it, which kind of increases the flavour. I mean, for me the flavour is actually better on the Mephisto compared to the little boy, so that's something to bear in mind. So there we go. Really, really nice machining. El Diablo always do a great job, just as MCV do. I mean, if we're coming on to looks, I mean, it depends whether you like the clean look or whether you like to have this kind of fancy engraving look. That's obviously you know, personal preference. So there we go. Let's have a look at the deck on this bad boy. Here we go. Here's the deck. Standard affair. So you have your Delrin air bridge there. Also has your serial number kind of printed into the Delrin. Once again, silver plated contacts that are adjustable. Single O-ring. Nice deep deck there. Now, I've never had any problems with leaking on this one at all. I mean, you do actually get some kind of juice kind of collecting around the inner sleeve of your barrel. So it's always good to kind of, you know, remove your AFC ring, give it a wipe, put it back together. But nothing actually that's leaking out onto my mod or anything. So here we go. As you can see, really, really massive post holes. They're 3mm post holes compared to the 2mm you get on the little boy. If we can just compare those side by side. Get some focus for you. So yeah, so on the little boy we have 2mm post holes. On the Mephisto we have 3mm. And as you can see the difference in the size of the screws as well. Really, really nice big screws. And in fact on both of these I've had no problems tightening it down. Once you tighten them down, they pretty much stay there for good, which is really nice. Now on the Mephisto you do get peak insulators as well. And here we go. I'm running this in a single coil. This is my Helix coil. Actually one of Twisted Mess's videos I watched, and I'm really, really happy with this build. I had so many problems making Claptons that this one was actually really, really easy, and I've been getting ridiculous clouds and ridiculous flavour from it as well. It's been in there for about a month now, and just keeps on performing so great. So this one is staying here for now until I can be asked to make a new one for it. But yeah, so I mean, obviously with the 3mm post holes, pretty much anything will go in here. Anything goes. And like I said, the screws, you know, work really well. I've had no cutting of wires. Same with the little boy. I mean, the screws, I've never, you know, you can tighten them right down, and it won't bite through and snap off your wires. So there we go. Let's just compare these two decks again for you. And as you can see, with the Mephisto, you don't have the kind of lip that you're getting on the little boy here, so it's really, really easy just to get in there, position your coils exactly where you need them. But anyway, I think the next thing for me to do here is to put some coils in here so I can show you my only really gripe with the little boy, and that is that once you've got your coil in there, it's really hard to kind of position it down in front of this gap here for where your airflow is. So I'll stick some coils in there and we'll come right back. Okay, so here we go. This is what I am talking about. So I've got my coils in there now, and what I want to do is I want to get them sitting right in the little space there. So I put my screwdriver through there. This is basically what most people would be using, or even if you're using a drill bit, I mean, you're still going to have the same problem. So you're kind of pushing it across, and I want to get it down, and that's as far as I can go there with this here. I can't go any further than that. And that's not low enough, unfortunately. I'll show you on the other side. So I've got my screwdriver through there, give it a little push, down we go, and that's as far as it's going to go there. So what you need to do, ideally, is you get your tweezers and you kind of give it a grip, and then you're going to try and persuade it down into that space if you can. And this is where, you know, you kind of risk kind of damaging your coil. because you know I like to have a big solid kind of wedge in there to protect all those coils, keep it all nice and tidy. That was looking quite good. Give this one a squeeze and then gently down we go. And there we go. So let's put some cotton in this, we'll juice it up, take it back upstairs and we'll give it a good old vaping. See you on the other side. So there we go, that was the little boy and the Mephisto version 2, up close and personal. Now, as you've seen, I mean they're both, you know, similar, but they both have their differences. Let's start with the little boy, let's go through this one first. So what do I like the most? Well, I like the design. I really like how it's got a very simple, clean design. I mean, MCV, always really good, especially with their threads, with their engravings. I love the Masterpiece Custom Vapes engravings along the top here. It looks really, really cool. As I was showing you in the video, obviously one thing I don't like is that, I mean, if you like to have the super open airflow, then that's cool. But as you kind of start to close it down, I mean, if you're in dual coil and you're starting to close it down, you've got like the tighter vape, tighter draw. Then as you kind of start to close it down, it starts to open up. So here we have, these are our coils here, 1 and 2. And as you start to close it down, it actually starts to open up on the single coil. So it's really hard to kind of get it to give you a nice tight draw, because it's always going to start opening up on that single coil airflow hole there. Otherwise, really easy to build on. The one thing I don't like is obviously once you've installed the coil, you know, you do have that kind of the little bump in them, the little cutout on the deck, and obviously once you to position your coils to kind of get them sitting right in front of those airflow holes, it's actually a real pain in the bottom to kind of get those coils sitting low enough, because you know you've got your screwdriver or your drill bit through the coil, and obviously you can't get it down because of the raised kind of outside rim on the deck there, so you kind of have to use something flat or use your tweezers to try and kind of persuade it down in those holes. So that's one thing that I'm not a massive fan of. The flavour on this, I mean, it's all right. It's pretty good for, you know, for a super duper cloud blowing machine. Flavour's good. I mean, it's not amazing. I'd say the flavour's probably better on the Mephisto, but then even the Mephisto V2, version 1 was actually really good for flavour, and they've kind of carried that through on the version 2. So yeah, so I mean, this is 22mm in diameter. It's 29mm tall, and like I said, you have 3mm by 7mm airflow holes here, so there's 3 of those, so dual coil and single coil. I think you can do a quad coil on this as well. I haven't actually gone that far. Beautiful engravings, and yeah, and what more is there to say about that? Is the little boy. I mean, this has been out for a while now. In terms of the cost, I think these retail for about 95 euros. They've been out for a while now. Many places don't have them in stock. I'm pretty sure Wonderful Vap in France still have these in stock for about 95 euros. So that's the little boy. Let's move on to the Mephisto. That just helps if you lock your switch before you put it down. So yes, the Mephisto by El Diablo. I actually really like this atomizer. I mean, I think out of the 2 of these, it's mainly going to come down to looks. I mean, this is kind of elaborate. You have the really nice kind of tribal-esque engraving around the top. The really nice engravings. I love the Mephisto. I love the El Diablo. It's really cool. And one thing I really like about this, obviously, let's go through the specs one more time. Obviously, 22mm. I think this one's slightly taller than the little boy. The little boy is 29mm tall. I was looking at my notes, and this one's actually 32mm tall. And on Mephisto, I'm measuring from the air bridge at the bottom to where the drip tip starts. But yeah, so this one's slightly taller, obviously, but you do have the air bridge there. In fact, that was the main reason I bought this to use on the axis, because obviously wood mods and heat, you know, could be some issues there. So I kind of like having this here, like extra protection for my mod device. One big problem that I have with the Mephisto, unfortunately, and I think this goes for the version 1 as well, is obviously these are the drip tips that you buy. This is the official Mephisto drip tip, and every other drip tip, every other 510 drip tip doesn't sit in there nice and snug. It is a bit wobbly. The only one that fits nice and snug is the one that comes with it, which might not be, you know, I mean, they could have thought about that a little bit, I guess. Obviously, you get peak insulators on this. Main differences are, obviously, this has much bigger airflow holes. I think these the top airflow hole here, I think it's 3mm tall by 10mm wide, and obviously then you get your 3 1mm airflow holes here. And what I really like about this is you can obviously position the coil so it's kind of right bang on where the main airflow is, and then so obviously when you're drawing, you're getting not only the airflow hitting the coil straight on, but you're also getting the kind of it hitting underneath as well, kind of drawing it through. And I think that obviously helps improve the flavour somewhat. I mean, personally, I'd say the flavour is much better on the Mephisto version 2 than it is on the little boy. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Obviously you get the slightly bigger post holes in here as well. These are 3mm post holes compared to the 2mm post holes on the little boy. Obviously this is all peak insulated as well. Plus you get the Teflon insulated 510 drip tip hole there. The little boy, obviously you do get, if you're using the adapter, that's also, I think that's Delrin rather than Teflon on the little boy. But obviously it's all insulated, and I never get any heat coming through on the drip tip on this one. Now the little boy, in terms of price, it's actually, I think it's about 10 euros cheaper. I think these retail for about 85 euros. But then of course, you know, if you're going to get a drip tip as well, drip tips I think are around between 8 and 10 euros. So for the price of a little boy, you know, you can get, you know, your Mephisto with a choice of airflow ring. Obviously these come in the stainless, they come in the black, which I've already shown you, and I think you get the copper and the brass as well. And of course with the drip tips, they come in, you know, the same colour, so you get the black, you get the stainless, you get the brass, you get the copper. So yeah, so for the same price of a little boy, you know, you can have your El Diablo version 2, Mephisto version 2 with a drip tip included as well for the same price. Personally, I would go for the Mephisto version 2. I think the flavour is better. I really like the look of it. I like the fact, obviously, you can buy, you know, your different coloured airflow rings. So if you have, you know, a particular mod you want to use it on, you can kind of spec it, you know, for each one of those. And yeah, the flavour's good. I mean, obviously the airflow is really great. The post holes are bigger, and it's so much easier to build on. I mean, unlike the little boy, you know, you've got so much space on that deck, so you can really kind of get in there, position the coil wherever you want it, without any kind of intrusions from the outer rim on the deck like you have on the little boy. So for me, my money went on both of them. But if I had to choose one over the other, I would take the Mephisto version 2 every time. I mean, also, you know, when you're looking at the packaging, I mean, MCV stuff, this comes, you know, in a little plastic baggie, inside some bubble wrap. And obviously with the El Diablo stuff, they always come so well packaged in those really nice boxes that, and that's like a big selling point for me. I mean, I know generally, you know, I'm using the atomizer, not using the box, but it just shows that the company's kind of going that one step further. And yeah, I mean, whilst, you know, MCV stuff, I mean, I love MCV stuff, as you can see. I'm looking at the Panzer Tiger here as well, which I really love. MCV stuff is great, but I wish they could just go that one step further. I mean, bubble wrap is good and fun, but having a nice little box with, you know, real nice touches to it really makes a difference for me. So yes, so if I had to choose one, I'd take the Mephisto every day, I think. So there we go, that pretty much wraps it up. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you upon the next one. Oh yeah.